I was like 40.
Exactly.
Cousin and I were living off campus, going to college. We decided to live off campus, and we were living in some little house in the middle of nowhere. Okay, so we're trying to, but we were big hunters. So one time we were supposed to go hunt. I mean, actually we were supposed to go to school, but we decided, you know, we're going to just go hunt instead.
Where was this?
This is in Hyco, Louisiana. I was going to Louisiana Tech first year, okay, before I transferred. So we went out squirrel hunting, and we were pretty rednecky. I mean, we knew how to call squirrels, and we had squirrel calling devices. So we drove out in the woods, and his
He's got to bring the squirrel.
It was a Datsun. It wasn't a Nissan. It was a Datsun pickup.
Oh yeah.
And we're all dressed in our camouflage, and so he went one way, and I went another. So let's go.
Didn't want the squirrels to see you.
Yeah, big old bad squirrels, you know. So I look off in the distance. I saw some squirrels. I'm like, squirrel, squirrel. And as soon as I got to where I was supposed to be, I couldn't find them anymore. I'm like, you know, I can't believe this. You know, I know they're here. So I sat behind a tree, a big tree, and the tree was literally that big around. So when I sat down, anyone coming from the other side was not going to see me. So I sat down. I was kind of watching the trees, and nothing was moving, and I had a squirrel call. And it's like a little thumb activated. So I started using a little squirrel call. It sounds like a squirrel. And saw a little movement, so I kept on and kept on. And I started hearing movement coming from behind me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's my cousin. He hears a squirrel call. He thinks it was a squirrel. He's going to wind up shooting me.
Right.
So remember, I'm laying here in a camouflage. It was overalls. And it was insulated too, so it's kind of cold. So, and I had a shotgun. It was like leaning across my waist here, my feet kind of straight out. So I literally leaned like this to look behind the tree, and as soon as I leaned and put my hand down, I put it right on top of a bobcat.
No way.
And that's what the noise was. Now, at that moment, I can see it like yesterday. The bobcat's eyes went like that. My eyes went like that. And
wow.
The bobcat, I could still see him. He started to take off. I think instinct just took over, and he just snatched on. And you ever see, like, if you ever see a domestic cat where they kind of grab you, and they take the hind legs and they're kicking, you know?
Yeah.
That bobcat, that's what he did. He clamped on my arm, and he was kicking and gnarling, and I'm screaming and hollering, you know, help me, and I can remember insulation and stuff flying everywhere. Ooh. And so I was screaming, and I thought, this is it. I'm gonna die.
I'm done.
This is it.
I'm gonna die because
this is it.
Okay.
So he wouldn't let go, and it felt like a ton on my arm.
Yeah.
He was just all over it. And I remember, okay, the only thing I can do is try to shoot him. So I just turned my head and laid my shotgun there and just shot. And I could have blown my whole arm off. But as soon as I heard it shoot, I then just started rolling because I was just trying to get away.
Right.
And I remember being back on my back. And if you can picture this, the woods, all the woods was so quiet, and all of a sudden you hear all the leaves are falling, you hear these echoes of screams and stuff, and this was like from a movie.
Yeah.
And finally looked over, and I had killed him, and there was some little BBs in my uniform where I almost shot my arm, and then from here down was nothing but shredded uniform. And he got me a couple places. He got a couple of small scars, and that's the bobcat.
You should have stuffed it.